I think we need to get started on the ski tuning. I have a little rubber band here that I use to take the brakes on the skis and tie them up so they're out of the way. What I like to do first is to take my citrus cleaner and just spray it on the ski, and then wipe it off. Okay, so now we look at sharpening the edges. And first of all, you want to inspect the skis to see if there's any major dings in the edges that you might need to deburr a little bit with the file, or putting this little heavier duty file in. And it really looks like it's okay. The edges appear to be fairly sharp, so we want to not remove too much metal, because every time you sharpen the skis, you want to do it minimally, because well, you only have so much edges to work with. And if you remove too much metal each time you tune, pretty soon you're going to have no edges left. And so it's important to only remove the amount of metal you need to. Another tool that I have, I forgot to mention, is a sidewall cutter. And for the normal recreational skier, you won't probably never need to use this. But when you're racing and you tune the edges a lot more of an angle, the edges interfere a little bit with the sidewall material that's connected to the edge. So you want to remove some of this sidewall material to expose more of the edge, because you're got a lot more acute angles on racing skis than you do on normal recreational skis. So we won't use this today. So the amount of degrees you sharpen the edges with can vary quite a bit. You can do a 90-degree edge. That means it's a right angle on the edge. But on the more recent skis and technology that have come out, most of the manufacturers set the edges with some level of base and sidewall edge. If you don't know what your manufacturer set the edges to when it left the factory, you can go and set a normal standard edge would be like on the base a half a degree to 1 degree, and on the sidewall right around 2 degrees. I like to use 1 degree base and 2 degrees sidewall as the edge, because it seems to work pretty good. On race skis, the base is anywhere from a half a degree to 1 degree, and then the sidewall can be all the way up to 4 degrees. Now, that's a pretty sharp angle, and it's used only specifically for racing, because at that sharp an angle the edges don't hold the sharpness very long, so you have to go over it and again cut the sidewall away to get that sharp of an angle. So I typically like to use 1 degree base, 2 degrees side, and that's what we'll use today. And this multi-tuning tool is set for 1 degree for the base. You dial in the degrees here. So half a degree, there's a degree. And so the file's cut in one direction, and you can look at the file, and there's an arrow on the file if you take the file out, but you can also tell if it's cutting or not when you go in one direction. So this is the right direction because you can feel the file cut, and you want to just go down the length of the ski on a not pressing real hard on it, but giving it a little bit of down force, but not a lot. And just go down the edge of the ski. From tail to tip. And then do the same in the opposite direction on the other edge. And so again, we don't want to take a lot of metal off, but these skis are already fairly sharp, so that's about it for the base. So then we take the file out and we put it into the other slot, which will do the side wall, or the side edge, and we clamp the file in and get it all level here. And remember, the side edge we want to do 2 degrees, so we dial in 2 degrees, and then we now the file is going to cut the side edge. And we do the other side. I'm sharpening the edges from tip to tail. It used to be on the straight skis, on the non-shaped skis, we used to have to deburr the tip and tails, but on the shaped skis nowadays we sharpen them from tip to tail, and we do not deburr the tip and tails. So you can tell the sharpness. There's part of my fingernail hanging off from the edge by rubbing your fingernail across it, and when you can remove some of your material off from your fingernail, that's a pretty sharp edge and sharp enough. So now what I want to do is I want to go and put in my blade for my diamond blade, which is really a fine tuning very, very fine, and it kind of removes some of the, polishes the edge a little bit. And
what angle is that?
that's still at 2 degrees,
okay.
To match what we were cutting the edge at. And so we just want to run it down. This has no specific direction that you need to work with, so you can go back and forth. And it just kind of polishes the edge a little bit. And we want to do that on the other side as well. And then we want to move it into the base slot and do the same for the base. Remember, the base we had at 1 degree, so don't forget to move that back to 1 degree. And then we will do the base.